I hired a private investigator to follow my husband, but he ended up following me instead and uncovered my family's 20-year lie. It started when I found the hotel receipts. Marcus had been working late 3 nights a week for months, but his credit card statements told a different story. The Marriott downtown. Always the same room number. Always charged for 2 guests. I called Davidson Investigations from my car in the grocery store parking lot, hands shaking as I dialed. "I need someone followed," I told the gruff voice that answered. "Your husband?" he asked. They always knew. "How much?" $500 a day plus expenses. I'd saved $2,000 from my grocery budget over 6 months. It would have to be enough. Marcus seemed different when I got home that night. Distant. He barely looked up from his laptop when I mentioned the Hendersons' divorce. "People change," he said. "Sometimes marriages just run their course." 3 days later, Detective Ray Davidson called. "We need to meet," he said. "Not about your husband." My stomach dropped. The coffee shop was nearly empty. Davidson looked like every detective from every movie. Rumpled coat, tired eyes, permanent 5 o'clock shadow. He slid a manila envelope across the table. "Your husband's clean," he said. "Those hotel charges? Company retreats?" I verified with his boss, saw the corporate booking records. But while I was following him, I noticed something else. I opened the envelope. Photos spilled out. Me, leaving the house at 6 a.m. every Tuesday. Me, driving to St. Mary's Cemetery. Me, standing beside a grave for exactly 10 minutes. Marie Catherine Walsh, Davidson read from his notes. Died 23 years ago, age 4. According to the headstone, she was your sister. My mouth went dry. "Thing is," he continued, "I ran a background check. You don't have a sister. Never did." So I dug deeper. He pulled out another photo, a death certificate. My name was listed as the surviving family member. Marie Walsh, he said slowly, was your daughter. The coffee cup slipped from my hands. Brown liquid spread across the white table. You were 17 when she died. Meningitis. You listed your parents as next of kin. But here's what's interesting. He pulled out more papers. 3 months later, you legally changed your name from Marie Walsh to Sarah Collins. Started over completely. I couldn't breathe. Your parents told everyone you'd gone to live with relatives after graduation. But you didn't, did you? You stayed in town, got married, built a whole new life. And nobody knew Marie Walsh was still alive because officially, she didn't exist anymore. 20 years of lies crashed down around me. Why? I whispered. Davidson leaned back. That's what I'm wondering. Why would parents help their daughter fake her own death? Why would they maintain a grave for their granddaughter while pretending their own child never existed? I stared at the photos of myself, this stranger who'd been visiting her dead daughter in secret for 2 decades. There's more, Davidson said gently. Your parents have been depositing money into a trust fund every month since you died. Accounts in Marie Walsh's name. There's nearly $400,000 in it. The room spun. Marcus found me there 3 hours later, still clutching the photos. I told him everything. About the pregnancy at 16. About my parents' shame. About the car accident they'd staged to explain my disappearance. About choosing to become someone else rather than face their disappointment forever. The hotel receipts, I said finally. Grief counseling, he admitted. I knew you were hiding something. I thought if I could figure out what, I could help you. That night, we drove to my parents' house. My first visit in 20 years. Mom answered the door and collapsed. Dad stood frozen in the hallway. We thought you were happy, Mom whispered. We thought it was easier. Easier for who? I asked. There was no answer. We arranged to meet at the cemetery the next Tuesday. Together, this time, as a family. For the first time since I'd buried my daughter and myself on the same day. The trust fund paid for the headstone we'd never been able to afford. One that finally told the truth about who was lying beneath it.